What's up, guys? It's Rahul from the Chaos Gym, and today we're doing another episode of Road to Worlds. I think it's episode 10, not sure. Went to a League Cup yesterday. Spoiler alert. Took this deck to second place finish. Got paired up against a teammate friend, Jose Morero, in the finals. He was playing Mega Rayquaza. I really didn't want to play that matchup out, so I just kind of gave it to him. I knew I was going to lose after 30 minutes of grueling games. So why waste everyone's time, give him the win. Puts me at 482 out of 500 points. So let's talk about the deck a little bit. Gardy, pretty straightforward Gardy list so far. The one Hawlucha, one Rattata split is something that I did only because I could not find the second Rattata. But the Hawlucha was very good in the Decidueye Plume matchup and dealing with Tauros. Every time the opponent put up a Tauros or like item locked me afterwards or put up a Tauros and guard blocked me, not guard blocked, parallel locked me and just tried to stall a little bit, I went ahead and Hawluched and it gave me an attack on something else and helped me deal with avoid the Tauros for a little bit, which is very good. The one Buddy Buddy, one Super Rod, I really like recovery in a deck like this when you're going completely aggressively. I'm a very safe player when it comes to that kind of a thing, so and I really like the card Buddy Buddy, especially the synergy it has with Dragonite or with Hoopa into Dragonite. So that's my reasoning. I never cut the Buddy Buddy from my original list, and I still stick with it. If I was going to cut the Buddy Buddy, it would become a third switching card. And now I am a madman for playing one escape rope, one switch. Most of us play two rope, one switch, that kind of a thing, or that kind of a mix here and there. But I went for the 1-1 just because I had a gold switch, and that is my entire reasoning for playing a switch. Um, yeah, I know. One Super Rod, one Brox, also in the recovery pattern. The Brox was kind of like a flex spot. It could be anything. But I decided that a Brox would be very good because it helps me recover energy and stuff under item lock, which is something that I was hoping to tech against on the day. 4 Mail, 4 Ultra Ball, 4 VS. Very straightforward, consistent stuff. 3 Skyfield, 1 Brox, 2 Hex. The 2 Hex was mainly for Decidueye Plume, Mega Ray, etc. Whatever I needed it to be for. Hex is a very good card. I like Hex in this deck. Hexing turn 1 is insane. Or like a turn where I can just attach Hex, Mega Evolve, and just pass kind of thing. That's fine. It slows them down to my pace. 2 Lysander, 2 N. There was 1 Kukui. The Kukui is an addition purely because of Speed Dark and hitting those numbers sometimes without having to discard cards. I like Kukui a lot in this deck. Um, yeah, it's nothing else I'll say about it. 3 Sycamore, 4 Spirit Link, you can't see that, and 7 Energy is what I have. I don't have a mouse right now because I spilled some water on it and it is dead, so I cannot use it. I'm going to do a tournament report now. So round 1, we get there. I already have a first for the quarter, so I'm just trying to get a second or a first here. Put me as close to my Worlds Invite as possible, and then I can finish up my points the next following quarter kind of type of thing. Just something simple. So I show up. I'm feeling a little nervous. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick. I'm feeling a little bit nervous because a lot of people are playing Decidueye Plume, and that is not a favorable matchup if they go first. If I go first, I can deal. But yeah, I'm a little scared, and I had already turned on my deck list, so I'm like, all right, I'm committed to this game plan. I'm just gonna go for it. I felt like in my gut, Gardy was correct. Other than that, I was gonna play a Vespiquen build that I've been working on for Puerto Rico, which I will probably talk about later this week because I'll be heading to Puerto Rico this upcoming weekend. I'll probably be playing Vespiquen there, so yeah, I mean, I like Vespiquen a lot, and it's my comfort pick in an unknown meta. So round 1, I go up against Mike Mott, good friend. He's playing Evital, Wobbuffet, Tauros. So yeah, he has a very slow start, and on my second turn I kill his Yveltal, and on my third turn I whiff the donk on his Tauros, but I hit into it anyway, and then I killed the next turn, and then he has nothing. Yeah. And then I kill like a baby the following turn, and then he like ends me to 1, and I just kind of just like hit him a couple times and win. Game 2, I go up against Rainbow Road. Not a best matchup. He goes up very fast on prizes. It takes 4 prizes in like 2 turns, and I have nothing to say about it. And then I go N and knock out something. And then he goes pass. And then I go N, knock out something. And there's 3 DCs in the discard at this point and a special charge. So I'm like, okay, he has 1 DC left. Basically, I think 2 max elixirs left. And so I just kept putting the pressure on him. I kept ending every single turn. At one point, he had powered up a Mew EX um, to go for the knockout, and I hexed him instead of ending. So yeah, because he could have copied Despair Ray to hit me at least, and then set up something else. Um, it was close, but I took it. It was very scary. Game three, I go up against Speed Dark, and with the Kukui and the fact that I can just kind of pop off, and this like the Kukui just makes that math so much easier to deal with. And he had benched a Shaman and a Hoopa, and so I just chased the Shaman and the Hoopa early, and then I went for the two baby Evital knockouts, and that was the game pretty much. If they ever do that, if they ever get a Hoopa or a Shaman, it just becomes an easy game for me. If they don't, then it's a little difficult. Round four, I go up against a Lichen Rock Carbink deck, which was very cute of an idea. Unfortunately for him, Decidueye Plume is a very bad matchup, but Carbink is very good at stalling out EX decks. So his game plan was to Carbink stall me until he can Lichen Rock, bring it up with Strongs, and just kind of use a GX attack to take the momentum of the game, and then just hit me for like 120, 120. With the Strongs, it becomes 140, 160, maybe even 180. Um, it was a cute idea, but I had hexed through the first couple of Carbinks, and then I just two shot one of the Lichen Rocks, and then I took a couple of Rockruff knockouts here and there. So 4-0, locked into cut at this point. Round 5, I ID with Jose, playing Ray. Round 6, I ID with the other guy playing Darktina. And then we move into top 8, and I am paired against Decidueye Vileplume. Decidueye Vileplume, not a favorable matchup. I go first, I pop off. He does his thing turn 1, does not pop, oh, and I hex on the first turn, so that limits his options severely. He does some stuff, nothing happens really, and then I set up, and then I kind of beat him game 1 because he didn't set up. Game 2, it comes down to a very crucial turn where I make an enormous misplay. I've been a little sick and kind of busy with school, so I've been um, dying a little bit. And I make the most enormous, embarrassing misplay of my life by discarding my entire bench, which is one Pokemon, to quote unquote knock out a Vileplume, but Vileplume has 130 HP. From that moment onwards, I went on full tilt, and I lost game 2 because of that play. Had I not done that, probably would have won that one, but I made a goof. Game 3, I am tilting off the face of the earth because of this play. We get to a position, I pop off turn 1, blah blah blah, etc. He misses the turn 1 plume as well, so that's pretty good for me. And then I have a couple turns items. It doesn't matter because I pitched so many items on my first turn. We get to a scenario where I knock out his plume, go down to 1 prize. He doesn't end me, and I have game in hand, but I don't see it because I keep in my mind I've tilted so far that I think the Vileplume's still in play. Um, and I'm just like, oh, how do I win this game? And I've decked at this point. Like I have no cards left in my deck, and I have the VS Seeker for game in hand. And time gets called, and I'm like, oh, okay, I have 1 prize left. He has 4. He can't take 4 prizes. I just have to stall for 2 turns. I just go Brock's Grid, and everyone's just like, I just hear audible groans from everybody because my hand was like, pretty much. I had the Lysander in the hand for game. I had double Trainer's Mail, and I had like stuff, but I put everything back in that was juice. So he ended me again, and he hit me, and I pretty much like drew my card, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I found game pretty much because I had game the entire time. I just didn't realize it. So sorry about that, Wilfredo. I just was very tired and I tilted off the face of the earth. So my bad. And then we moved to top 4. I played against my good buddy D, who was playing Mega Rayquaza, and D gave it to me because he thinks I needed the points more and he didn't care. Um, that matchup's abysmal. I would not have made it past top 4. Realistically speaking, he was playing the same 60 as Jose. So he gave it to me, and then I play in the finals. At this point, Jose's playing up against Dark Teen on top 4, so I decided to take a quick nap in case I actually have to play my finals game and I'll make a mistake. And then Jose won, and so Jose's a good friend, and like I said, he needed the invite points. Um, and pretty much, yeah, the matchup is not favorable. It is not even close. Even if I can hex every single turn, if they ever hex me once and knock out my Gardy, I lose because I can't reset up my board, whereas their board is already set up. I literally would have to go, please kill Shaman, kill Shaman, kill Shaman, I win. But even then, it's an incredibly difficult ask, and that's the reason I scooped to Jose, because I didn't want to waste everybody's time and like an hour of everyone's lives. I knew that the game was not going to be fun in my favor. And Jose is one of those players that I can't expect to make a mistake because he's my testing partner. He's one of like my main teammates, so we test on the regular. So I gave it to Jose. and we got out of there. And that with that, it's a first and a second for me for this quarter. So at the League Cup, I should be at right now. I am not at, and I can relax, sit at home, and watch the Oregon stream, which I will be doing, and cheering my friends on from home. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about the list, leave them in the comments below. I will answer as much as I can. I will be at Puerto Rico, so if you're going, hit me up, say hey, what's up, Rahul. Other than that, I'm at 482 points, so a top 16 at Puerto Rico finishes up my invite. But I will be going for the day 2 top 16 now, so be on the lookout for that. I hope I can do it. It's a long stretch. I've got 5 regionals left. Got to be doing Virginia, Toronto, Wisconsin at the very least. Planning Seattle, planning Mexico City. So we'll see where this goes. Thank you guys so much for watching again. I know my video content's kind of slacking. I got sick, spring break, and school came in the way. Grafton should be back up streaming because he's back from Australia. He took a little bit of a couple days to recover, so we should have a streaming schedule out, and I should be pumping out some video content soon, right after Puerto Rico, because I have a little bit of a dead zone where I'm not doing any tournaments until Virginia after Puerto Rico. So thank you guys so much for watching again. I'm so sorry I've thanked you so many times.